Hello. Now, normally we would be providing support for people at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe, but I've just heard that it's been cancelled this year. So we thought we'd check in with some of the people who should have been there with us and see how they're doing in the real world. And we've got Sooz Kempner. Hello.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
That's quite all right. How are you doing?
I'm all right, actually. Sort of 18 years we've been locked down, 18 years since gigging was a thing. Yeah.
Coronavirus can vote now, which is nice.
Yeah. It's picked all its options for its GCSEs. It's doing ever so well. Yeah, I have found a level where I go, okay, I could do with this way of life being over.
Yes. That's the new normal, is it?
Yeah. I don't like the new normal, but I'm used to it.
Yeah. So I mean, I did toy with calling this like FFS lockdown, which I thought was a really cool name. It sounds like a wrestling event. But it's a bit of an experiment at the moment. It's quite lo-fi. Normally we have a lot better production values. But we do have a new studio, which is definitely not the corner.
It's lovely. What's your picture?
The only tidy corner of my phone. It's a bridge. A bit ironic. 'Cause I think we read somewhere on the internet that it's like the most, like it's the picture that's in the most homes because it's like one of it's like the default kind of, yeah. Hang on. It's like
I have seen it.
Yeah, it's like the default thing that like IKEA put in frames and stuff. So we thought just put it on the wall.
It's normally got like a quote underneath saying, "Oh, sometimes a leap of faith is all it takes."
Yeah.
So it's nice. In a dentist, they usually have stuff like that.
Yeah, the most.
Sometimes all you need to do is leap into the unknown. You're like,
sometimes the most important bridge is the one that you can cross.
Oh yeah.
Inspirational quotes.
I've got the Three Kings. It's become quite famous under lockdown because I've been in so many, videos and live streams. But that is a print that my mum got in Wilko's in the mid-90s. Apparently, it's in every Irish pub.
Okay.
If you go to Ireland, that's in every pub.
Can we name them? Who are the Three Kings?
Desert Orchid, Red Rum, Arkle.
Strong.
The Three Kings of 70s, 80s and 90s horse racing.
Yep, still going strong, all of them.
They're all still racing. I think they must all be dead now. Are they all dead now, Mum?
I think so.
Desert Orchid must be dead, and he'd be the youngest. Yeah, they are. They were all racing about 30 years ago at the latest, so... Anyway, you don't get this content at the Fringe because I wouldn't have the Three Kings behind me.
Well, but this is your show next year, presumably.
Yeah, Three Kings. And at the end of my show, I chat to them.
How's it felt not being there in August? Because you've been there consecutively for what?
Since 2013. Yeah, I've done every year since 2013.
And you've not just done one show. You've done like, you usually got about 3 or 4 on the go.
This year would have been my 8th solo show. And I've also done I did a solo Stephen Sondheim cabaret up there along with my stand-up show one year. And I've done musicals other years. Yeah. Keeping myself busy, but yeah, this is the first year since 2013, and it was really weird to start with that I wasn't preparing to do Edinburgh, but it's no longer weird. I'm kind of like, well, it's just August now at home, isn't it? Just feels like April anyway.
Yeah, so, I mean, for various reasons, we were actually thinking we were going to have a year off this year.
Right.
So we kind of feel a bit guilty because maybe we wouldn't have been there anyway, but
okay.
I think
it's given me a guilt-free year off because you feel like I wasn't chuffed with going this year, but I knew that by the time I got to August, I'd go, cool, I'm raring to go. I knew I'd get there, but in February I was going. But you still go because you go, look, you got to be there, you got to put yourself out there. And now they took that choice away from me, and I don't hate not being there this year. Because no one is.
Yeah, I think we were looking into accommodation like back in like January, and it was all looking very, very difficult, like to find places.
Yeah. Last year was bad enough. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a new law this year that's made things a lot trickier. It's made it better made it better for regular tenants, but made it more difficult for sort of the month-long lets.
Yeah, there was suddenly less property. Well, it was in place last year as well. And suddenly I was looking for flats with my friend who I always live with, and we couldn't find a 2-bed for under $3,000. And you go, oh, well, just live way outside the city. I'm like, well, yeah, but then you're adding onto your crazy schedule of having to be in this city doing a stressful show every day, a big commute, while still paying £1,500 for a room.
And it's been very hot here. One thing I've noticed, we're in London, and we've not been here during August for like 6 years, and it's really warm.
Yeah. Oh, that heat wave was nuts.
I miss that drizzly rain.
Yeah. There's a thing, my friend Lawrence says Edinburgh is a city with too much weather and not enough climate.
Have you been, so the lockdown has sort of started to end-ish, although the regulations are a bit of a pickle to get through. You've started again?
I did a gig last weekend, the first weekend that live indoor gigs were happening. And it was nice to be doing a gig with actual people in front of me, with someone else running the tech, and without a comments box with people going, Mike's a bit quiet and there is an echo. That was really nice. But I've seen a few people say, oh, when I gig again, it'll be like a rebirth. And it didn't feel like that. It felt like not quite an ordinary gig.
Did you feel rusty? Did you feel...
Not really. I've done a lot of online gigs, and they're harder in most ways than a live gig. So, yeah, it didn't feel like I've been away for 5 months from a stage, which was nice.
You do different kinds of kind of shows, don't you? You do music. You do a lot of musical stuff, and also like straight stand up. Have you done any stand up like through Zoom or?
Yeah. I've done quite a few Zoom stand up gigs, and they take some getting used to. But then you suddenly go, oh, hang on. I don't have to leave the house. I don't even have to wear nice trousers. I don't have to wear shoes. So you can sit there in your pajama trousers and quite a nice top and just talk into a camera, doing your regular stand-up. And it gets to be like, I'm used to that now. So now that feels the same sort of second nature to doing a live gig. You go, oh, okay. And then I use my backgrounds as like, you can change your Zoom backgrounds to different pictures. I've been doing that a lot. I'll give you an example.
Are you going to blot out the Three Kings?
Three Kings are gone. Hang on, I can put Three Kings on the Three Kings. Let's see, will this work?
You just have a preloaded set of backgrounds.
There you go, Three Kings.
Oh, nice.
There's the Three Kings. Yeah, I can have my own cat. For a while, I was hanging out with Dom Cummings in the background.
Nice.
Yeah, it's an interesting array. There's Showgirls. Doing online gigs it's different to doing a live gig, but it's the same. It keeps the same like gigging muscles, I guess.
Yeah, we tried to do a theatre piece. We did like a short Zoom kind of story.
Right.
And we found it really interesting because we basically set out to say, right, look, well, let's write something that's very specifically for. It's basically a conference call. It's a phone call between two people. Yeah. Let's do no exposition. Let's just pretend like they know what they're doing. And it's like a completely different style of writing. It was really interesting. But then Hamilton went on Disney Plus, and we just thought, well, we're not going to get any oxygen at all.
They've stolen the limelight.
Yeah, it's a bit.
They probably felt really threatened. Hamilton felt very threatened by other online gigs, so they were like, well, we'll release ours now then. And
you've been doing like a video a day, haven't you, as well? Like as if the Fringe sort of thing.
Yeah, I tried to get round having no Edinburgh Festival by creating a video every day of August, and it's been quite fun, and you can do a really cool variety of different things. So I've been doing Trump's speeches verbatim as Liza Minnelli. That's been quite good fun. And then one day you can just release a recording of like I've recorded some covers of songs I like. And you just go, there you are, that's today's video. It's been quite fun, but there are times where I go, oh God, it's 6 o'clock, and what am I going to do today? What am I going to do for these people? Like people are going, where's the next Edinburgh Festival coming from? There's probably like 2 people who have watched all of them, but that's it. But on the last day, I'm going to do some version of the show I was going to do in Edinburgh this year, but make it work as a pre-recorded thing, so you're able to have scene changes and
And what are you using for that? Is that a Twitch thing?
I will be, because I'll be pre-recording it and having the loads more visual elements than I'd have just being live on stage, obviously. I think I'm going to put it on YouTube, but I might stream it on Twitch as like a premiere. I've been using Twitch a lot.
Yeah, I've tried, but it's a bit baffling. I think it's for young people. There's a lot of emojis, and there's chat going on in one corner, and then people firing like little things on screen. And
I haven't worked out how to do that. I think there's like a bit of software you can get that allows you to have more stuff going on the screen. But yeah, getting my head around OBS, I didn't know how to use that before lockdown, and I had it on my computer and hadn't got the hang of it. So we're all coming out of this tech wizards. Is there anybody that you think is on the game? Is there anyone you think who's smashing it? Bilal Zafar is his Twitch, and I'm about the zillionth person to say this. He's absolutely nailed the format. Like he's created a sitcom using a 15-year-old football game for, I think, PlayStation 2 or PS3 maybe.
No, he's PlayStation 2.
It's PS2.
I'm a bit of a PES purist, and
it's Pro Evolution Soccer. I remember it. It was like, are you FIFA or you PES? But yeah, he's creating a thrice weekly sitcom out of this old football game, and it's amazing what he's achieved.
He probably hopes that lockdown's never going to end. I mean, that's just going to run and run.
I think he's nailed it now. Like, lockdown could end and people will still tune in to what Bilal's doing on Twitch. It's brilliant.
Yeah. What have you been doing, like, outside of work? Have you been keeping, I don't know, hydrated, fit?
I've eaten and drunk. I've been making some fun cocktails at home, and I think it's going to have ruined my experience of going to cocktail bars, because now I can't get my head around spending what I on one drink in a bar. Like, I cut and like, if I knock back 6 cocktails in an evening, that's 70 quid, but it isn't.
Yeah. Have you got into any of the baking? I got lured into the sourdough thing after mocking people.
Oh, that was a very early lockdown thing, wasn't it? Everyone making their sourdough starters. I never did. No, I never did. How did it work out?
Pretty good. Like, I was like, I'm not going to get into this, and then I'm buying proving baskets, and I'm trying to
What's a proving basket? I mean, sounds like the sort of thing Donald Trump would slag off. Because they're proving baskets.
Almost certainly. It's like a lined basket made of like bamboo, I think.
Right.
You put your dough in there for like the last prove, and then when you turn it out, it's got all these nice shapes on it, so it looks.
So you bake it. And
it basically makes it Instagrammable, which is, I think, the only reason that anybody was baking anything. Right?
I agree. Yeah, they're just going, look what I made.
Yeah. I'm being productive. Look, here's flour and water.
I made a Guinness cake for what I thought had social distance gathering with my brother and his wife, because I thought it was her birthday. So I was like, I'm going to make her a cake. I sent my brother, I was like, hey, don't tell Alana, I'm making her a cake on Saturday. And he wrote back, cool. And I arrived and I was like, happy birthday. And it wasn't her birthday or anywhere near it. So my brother found it really weird that I'd be like, I'm going to make Alana a cake.
No one turns down cake though, right?
Can we all eat it?
No one's turning down a cake. I wouldn't have
No,
thought.
it was pretty good. A Guinness cake, pretty good.
So apart from Belial stuff, have you been able to watch other stuff online? There's a few sort of channels that have popped up. I think the Shedinburgh thing.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen anything from it, but yeah, that's a really nice idea. Yeah,
I think Next
yeah.
Up have had quite a lot of.
Yeah, I so there's like been Juliet Burton's Happy Hour, which is a gig that's been running in East London for years, I think. She did like a series of that gig, but via Next Up. Yeah, it's a nice facility that they've created on there.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed. I was watching Anna Mann's
Mm,
cheese and sex parties
yeah,
late on a Saturday night. They were very good.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I think for those sort of things, the chat thing was actually quite interesting because it kind of made people feel like it's part of it. And
That's it. Yeah, I found Twitch on the most part quite rewarding because I've been streaming on there, solo streaming quite a lot, and you can kind of do anything. And Bilal showed me that. Like, you go, oh, hang on, the possibilities are endless. So, like the other night, I did EastEnders Live, and you just put your green screen up, and you have, a cutout of a character on the screen, and I'm there as Dot Cotton, and you can talk to the characters, and in the chat they ask questions, and it's as stupid as I'm making it sound. And I'm sure you had to be there, but it was a lot of fun.
it's quite interesting, isn't it? It's sort of like a whole new genre that a lot of people had kind of. I think some people had already
Yeah,
cracked it,
yeah.
and
Limmy is
others had
like,
never really thought about it because
that's
it's
it.
it's
Yeah.
just all about live performance. And then when someone pulls that
Mm-hmm.
rug away, it's like,
Yeah,
oh, now I'm going to have to learn to do this stuff. So
that's
maybe
it.
if we're going to take positives, maybe that's
Mm,
maybe that's one.
yeah, agree. Yeah, I've got to tonight. There's a character that I haven't done since 2016, and I went and I did it on Joey Page. I did it on his stream the other night. Just just did this character as part of his show, and then I went, well, I'll just do an audience with that character tonight. It kind of doesn't matter how it goes. You're allowed to fail.
Yeah,
It's because you can just close the stream and then do another one another time. So
and it's free, right? I mean,
yeah,
tips and things, but like there's so many people
yeah.
doing free stuff. There's never been more content like
Mm-hmm.
accessible.
Yeah, you can subscribe to a Twitch channel, which I think costs the subscriber, the viewer, $4.99, and I get half of that, and Jeff Bezos gets the other half.
Yeah, he deserves.
He's really needs it. He really needs it.
Once he's had a certain amount out of you, maybe you can persuade him to come on and be another character. Do a demo.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, my character Malcolm Dempster could have a chat with Jeff Bezos. I
He'd
think it
be
would
up.
be a real meeting of minds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'd be up for that. Sure.
Yeah.
What you're missing most if we get our
um,
rose tinted spectacles on?
yeah, I miss uh I miss some gigs. Like there's always some gigs that were a pain in the ass, and then you think about them now and go, oh, I wish I was doing that gig. So yeah, I'm looking forward to gigs being normal again, but equally I really don't want the government to rush it because I've seen the figures. So you
Yeah, I think everybody's
have
got
to
that.
hunt for them now, but they're out there. Yeah.
There's a bit of a nervous eye, and I mean, I presume like most people, we're all sort of outside of any government help that's available.
Yeah, that I was able to get the self-employment grant. That it was like £100 a week. It's not the same as a salary, and apparently we've just had our last one. So
Yeah, yeah. Um, do you think? Do you think just to drag it back towards Edinburgh because that's usually our
yeah,
focus, do you think?
gotcha.
Do you think it's going to come back next year? Changed?
Surely,
Do you think? I mean, yeah. I mean, it's going to happen. Like
got it.
even if there's a fourth wave, fifth wave, there's going to be some
Yeah,
sort of festival next year because I think it just sort of they just didn't have time to organise anything this year.
yeah. They'll figure something out for next year, I'm sure. I mean, God, who knows? But I imagine that the Fringe will be happening next year. But yeah, I think there'll be even more demand for less venues and less accommodation, and it's a bit of a nightmare, really, if you're not if you don't have the finances to make it work, then it's tough at the best of times.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big risk, isn't it? That if there's less venues and less shows, there is a risk that eventually it's only going to be the people that would be able to get the gigs anyway that's going to be able to do it.
Yeah, and it all becomes very corporate, and you know, I don't want to be one of those comics going, the Fringe is shit now, because I don't think it is. I've had, like, my last couple of Fringes in particular have been really lovely in free venues, but even in a free venue, it's a tough month. Like, it's a financially tough month. I ended up subletting a room in a friend of a friend's flat, and it was still a fortune to rent that room. And then you've got to be up there and live up there for a month, and the only money you're getting is from your show. And if you're not getting money in a bucket every day and you're in a paid venue, I don't know how people do it. I don't know, like.
Yeah, well, they've got 12 months to figure that out.
Yeah, they'll figure something out.
I'm going to let you go because I know you're very busy. Are you optimistic?
Yeah, I am. I'm more optimistic now about everything, everything on the planet than I was just after the election in December. And this is way more general than, like, I think my career might work out, because I think my career's in more trouble than it was back then. But I don't think, it's not a case of, like, I'm actually really glad the pandemic happened, but I think it's exposed a lot of problems that existed in society, that it's made them very starkly visible. And there's kind of nowhere to hide them because everyone's watching. And I know at the moment it doesn't look like there's a way out of this particular government, but it's drip drip, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think as well, you know, I think the Fringe, every year we've been there, we've said it's getting too big and it needs a reset. And obviously we're not saying that the pandemic is a really good thing, because it's a reset button, but you know, it will come back different, you hope. And even if the pandemic won't answer any of the questions, but it will show the holes. It will
That's
show
it. The Fringe is a microcosm of everything that's been going on over the last 10 years, isn't it? And like you say, it was getting to saturation point, surely. They'll figure something out.
We've said that every year, and then the following year.
People were saying that. I remember I did my official Fringe debut was 2014, because in 2013 I just went up and did a play. But in 2014, I remember them saying that it's saturation point, and I was like, oh bloody hell! And then it's definitely bigger. It was definitely bigger last year than it was in 2014.
Oh my god, my first year, and it will be the last. Wow, better.
Yeah.
Well, lovely to talk to you.
And you, cheers.
Good to see all of the Three Kings.
They're an inspiration to us all.
Stay safe.
Red rum.
Yes. Stay safe.
Cheers. And you. Bye.
Bye.